Well, it looks like we're doing today's video in the rain. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Brian, and today we're going deep onto how we got here, right here, in this moment, right now. I get asked a lot, what do you do? And quite frankly, that's not an easy question to answer, so I thought I'd put together this video. The short answer has been, and will continue to be, teacher. Steph and I are both teachers, but we currently don't work for any school district. We still keep our membership fees and license active. Once upon a time, I used this channel as a space to create consulting, coding, computer science videos to help integrate that into curriculum. So before we go any further, please, any engagement you can do, like, thumb, subscribe, all the things, that would be great. I deleted all that old content. The algorithm is constantly looking for Brian Aspinall coding, Brian Aspinall codebreaker, Brian Aspinall computer science, and we're trying to reprogram it. And I deleted all those old videos. As a teacher, we've always heard, teachers don't make enough money, and that's true. So the channel started to morph into a path towards financial freedom. And we wanted to create content that helped teachers make an extra $50 here and there on the side. I merged all of my worlds in 2017. I wrote my first book called Codebreaker. I'd been doing consulting work, I'd been doing grad school, I'd been doing YouTube video tutorials. I finally wrote a book. That's what I got really excited about, passive income streams. And because my consulting work in computer science education had gained a lot of traction, I earned a significant following on social media, predominantly Twitter or X, which is the platform teachers engage with the most. So eventually the book Codebreaker became the brand Codebreaker and became the publisher Codebreaker, because I want to now amplify the stories of other educators I feel need to be heard. It also allows me to put money in those teachers' pockets, which is what this was about. How can you make $50 extra here, there, and everywhere? So not only was my book making $50 here, there, and everywhere, I could make $5 off other educators' books because I was making them $50 here, there, and everywhere. Essentially, the formula is no different than something like Uber or Airbnb. They provide the infrastructure. People go out and monetize as much as they want within that space. My social media following is kind of that space that we sort of engage in. That's the sandbox, the walled garden. And these books of other educators has helped launch speaking careers and helped earn them bigger brands too. So that's very fulfilling for me. And in many ways, I'm still teaching. It's just in an informal space and way. Welcome to 2024. I've felt resistance on this journey, but I feel like we're just blazing a new trail and I'm slashing my way through with that machete. All right, segue to cabins. How the heck did that start, begin, end? Maybe it's my computer science brain, but I'm wired to problem solve. I want to solve problems. And I've learned to use code and technology to do that. I make a lot of videos promoting this part of the country that nobody seems to want to visit, so getting into Airbnb early was also something we did. If I can increase tourism to the area, I'm going to increase my own property value. But we're also trying to provide affordable housing in the era of a housing crisis. Nobody can afford to live near the water. So I encourage you to think about something you can do to make $20 on the side here and there. Watch it grow. And before long, you'll find another idea that also does 20 and another idea that also does 20. And when you revisit that first idea, you'll see it's now doing 30. And that's what happened. Eventually, my side hustles outgrew, were bigger than my one teaching stream. And I love teaching, I love education, but watching these things fizzle out because I was focusing on my one umbrella, which I had sort of capped out. I was at the top of the pay scale. There was nowhere else to go. Even creatively, I was getting bored. So we jumped ship, left the school board, started to focus on these other side hustles. And we've got a lot. We do the code breaker, the book publishing, we do the consulting, we're a speakers bureau, we've got the merch thing, we've got this YouTube thing going. We've got, I think I said YouTube, we're doing 2 cabin builds right now on the real estate front. It's a lot, and it's the time of my life. I get to record it and share it with all of you as well. And I find that fulfilling. So let's back it up. When we were teaching, we had a decent salary. It's no secret Canadian teachers do well. They make almost $100,000 a year, summers off, good benefits, and a great pension. People thought we were crazy for double income, no children, 2 teachers to walk away, which to me sounded like an opportunity. What do you mean no one's ever done this before? Let's go. But in order to take that leap, we had to start investing in ourselves. So in the early days, every spare dollar we had went towards our primary residence mortgage. That meant we were double paying every month and putting down the additional up to 20% annually that we were allowed to do. We knew if we had equity in the home or could reduce the mortgage payment, we could count that as an income. While it's not money in our pocket, it's not money out either, giving us freedom to work on side hustles. And eventually the amount owing on your home is less than the amount of equity, the room on top of that. And when that happens, there's lots of opportunity for you to do other things. At the height of the pandemic, 2020, 2021, we flipped 4 rental properties that were all cash flowing on Airbnb. All of that equity allowed us to buy the garage property we currently live in, which is mortgage free. If any of you are out on a journey like this, I will warn you, if you decide to leave your profession, your work, and then approach a bank to borrow money, they're going to laugh you off the face of the planet. At one point, we were legally homeless and unemployed, and there was no bank that was going to look at us. But with enough assets, eventually the bank didn't care that we didn't have a pay stub. It has everything to do with your debt coverage ratio. All right, we got to move on to the construction part because I learned about the BRRRR strategy around 2018, 2019 when we were really starting to think about getting into Airbnb and rental property on this shoreline. Buy, renovate, refinance, rent, repeat. BRRRR. Essentially, the goal is to buy a rental property that needs a ton of work, to invest your own time and energy into it, to increase its value, to then borrow the money against it, to then put a down payment on the next one, and to keep the train moving. So you do one to pay for the next, to pay for the next, to pay for the next. And we did this. Eventually, I think we had, at the height, 4 or 5 rental properties going. But we also cashed out of that for a lot of reasons, and I'll talk about that on future videos if y'all are interested. We cashed out on all the Airbnbs and went we started with garage building tiny house. Garage building tiny house. That's not even a verb. We didn't do that. That's not a thing. Around the pandemic, same time, affordable housing was next to zero, impossible. This municipality passed a law allowing people to build accessory dwelling units, which meant multiple generations could live on the same property in multiple homes. Prior to the last few years, you could only have one livable dwelling on a piece of property. As a result, we saw an increase in short-term rentals at the shore. So we jumped on it as well, getting into those Airbnbs. But when it dawned on me that a garage can be considered an accessory dwelling unit, that was an opportunity to build tiny homes on this shoreline that nobody else was doing and nobody else had thought about. The catch is they're deemed vacant land, so you can't borrow money against a bank. Traditionally, you can borrow money from private lenders, but from a traditional bank, you can't borrow money on vacant land. But by then, it didn't matter. When you're BRRRRing, you have enough of these assets that cash flow to cover the costs of the next one. So when we cashed out, we built our tiny house garage that's still not finished 3 years later. but we paid cash for it, providing us the freedom to sit, let the dust settle, and plan our next move. And here we are, building the second cabin on the lake using only cash out of our pocket. The biggest mind shift for me, the mindset change, was stop trading time for money. Well, that's next to impossible when you work for somebody. But that was my mindset at the beginning. How many ways can I use my ideas, my work? What can I create passively that makes 20 bucks here and there? Because 5 things that make 20 bucks a month is 100 bucks a month. And if you reinvest that, your passive income is making you money. Your dollars become your employees and they work for you. I no longer save money. I don't save for retirement. I invest. Everything I do is an investment in me, my time, my energy, my assets, or even my content online. Any spare second I have, I'll pick up this camera. Because I love teaching and it might help you. But it also increases awareness around the brands, the teaching brand, the consulting brand, and the YouTube brand. So to all the people that ask me at the gym every single day, because we go to the gym every day, because we have the time to do that, I now go to the gym at 9 a.m. and structure it into my work day. We also have to shower at the gym because we don't have a shower at home. But to all the people at the gym that say, "What do you do? You're here every day at 9 a.m. Hustle. I figure out how to make my money make money. And it's a grind in the beginning, but once you flip the scale, it's exponential. It's not a linear equation. Sorry, that's my Masters of Math Education brain coming out. Oh, Sunday. Well, the rain held off, which is great. We're getting back to siding today. I think we've got one more window to install at the abandoned garage cabin. If you clicked on this video because of the title and it was about investing, we are building a second tiny house garage cabin. It's an off-grid structure. We're adding hydro and services, and today we are finishing the window and door installation. And because we're using cash out of pocket, when that project's finished, we can borrow against it to do the next one. As long as the building is cash flowing, I'm happy, and so is the bank. And most importantly, Steph. All right, time to get the day started. Thank you so much for letting me compile all my thoughts into how we got here and what we're doing as unemployed educators who do consulting and social media work every day. And for those of you at the gym that think I'm a drug dealer, I'm not. Guy's always on his phone. He must be a drug dealer. No, I'm just tweeting. Well, big things coming on this channel. When this house garage cabin build's done, we're going to start doing it again right next door. So if you're still here, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave us a comment down below so I know the engagement of the algorithm, the engagement of the channel improves the algorithm. We got to wipe out some of that coding stuff because I want this channel to be found when people look up investing, camping, and cabins. Or just my name, because if you fire my name into YouTube, you'll probably get old keynotes and coding videos, which are great, but I gotta push these ones to the top. And for those of you still here, this channel could just be that incubator of ideas. What do you got? What are you working with? Because we're out here doing this alone. What are your ideas? Where can we go? Is there an opportunity to collaborate, to partner, to do things? Sky is the limit. I love the idea of turning this other cabin into like a groupthink YouTube space. I don't know, maybe it'll be on Airbnb. Like-minded people can come out. We can collab on videos. We can brainstorm investment ideas. Sky is the limit. And if you're not local, you're an educator that follows me in other spaces, there are plenty of ways for us to collaborate on the consulting front of education, book stuff. Hit me up. I used to try and find like-minded people to work with, and my own work just got too big. So I'm still looking, I'm just not actively searching. If that's you, let me know. All right, I think that's enough rambling for this morning. I'm gonna hit to the Tim Hortons coffee run. We're gonna hit the gym for a workout, then a shower, likely the grocery store for tonight's food. Apologies for not doing any campfire meals lately. We will then head to the cabin build, so I'm gonna do more filming today. The siding prep work is just about finished. The windows and doors are 99% in. The patio door is supposed to go in today, weather permitting. So I'm going to do a video on that, have that ready for this coming weekend. All right, friends, peace and love from Canada's most southern mainland shoreline. Give somebody close to you a hug, tell them they matter. Don't forget you matter. Thank you so much. Catch you on the next one.